Hello everyone, and we're going over homework number 9's number 9. Historically, a certain region has experienced 65 thunder days annually. A thunder day is a day on which at least one instance of thunder is audible to a normal human ear. Over the past 11 years, the mean number of thunder days is 55 with a standard deviation of 20. Can you conclude that the mean number of thunder days is less than 65? Use the alpha of 0.01. So, let's go over to the whiteboard and let's go on. So number 9, we're checking if we reject or don't reject HO, but not necessarily to check if it's valid, but to check if H1 works. So if HO does work, that means H1 does not work. So the way we're going to do that is obviously reject or don't reject H0, and we're going to do that by the p-value method, which is checking if p is greater than alpha. So let's write down what we know. You know that HO, the null hypothesis, is U equal to 65, and you know that H1, U is less than 65. You know that our N, our sample size, is equal to 11. You know that our alpha is equal to 0.01. And we know that our X, the sample mean, is equal to 55, and we know that our standard deviation is 20. What we don't know is Z, which we're going to need if we're going to be using this p-value method. So, let's find Z. So, to find Z, we're going to be using Z is equal to the sample mean minus U divided by the standard deviation divided by the square root of the sample size. So here's what we know. U is equal to 65, standard deviation is 20, sample mean is 55, and N is equal to 11. So when we put everyone's in their respective places, it's going to be like this: 55 minus 65 divided by 20 divided by the square root of 11. And then if we just do the top part, that's going to be negative 10 divided by 20 divided by the square root of 11, in which it equals to negative 1.658 with some more numbers behind represented as dots. So we know that our Z is negative 1.658, but we're going to round that so then we can use it in our SNCPT or the Z table. So we're going to get Z is equal to negative 1.66. So with that done, let's find P. So to find P is just going to be 1 minus the Z value. Now we know that our Z is negative 1.66, so we're going to look in our Z table. And negative 1.66, there it is, circled, 0.0485, which is going to be our Z value. So we're going to plug that guy in there. And we're going to get 1 minus 0.0485 equals P. With that done, our new P is going to be 0.9515. With that done, we're going to check if P is greater than alpha. So like I said, we're going to be checking if P is greater than alpha. We know that our P is 0.9515, and our alpha is 0.01. So we're going to put these guys in their respective places, and it's going to look something like this. 0.951 is greater than 0.01. Now I want to check if this is valid, in which it is, since obviously there's a 9 where there's a 0. So that means, as represented by the check mark, this whole thing is correct. And with that done, that means we don't reject HO, but we do reject H1. So the way it's represented is alphas no, there is insufficient evidence to conclude the number of thunder days is less than 65. And that completes it. That completes the total of number 9, and thank you for watching.